before I was interrupted.
Well, you talk a lot.
I know. That's
I'm just
because we're given these things.
I want to talk. You
that's
don't
what
let
a
anybody
podcast-
else talk.
You can talk
I'm
about
just
Restore.
kidding. I don't
in
know.
one
No, because
second.
that's going to be a terrible conversation because I don't know anything about
Okay.
it. I'm just kidding. Okay, mulching, rock,
Okay.
build a shed.
All right. So now we're done with the podcast. All right.
No, so
Born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
you're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes. Welcome, athletes, into the gym closet for another episode. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
What have we had? What have we had going? We've had the last episode. We talked about the agility season that we're currently in, and we're finishing up that. So it's been a little bit. Today we're going to go over our next season, strength in numbers. As you can see, we got a new green background. I was going to say
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day. If this is your first time joining us, we got a couple things for you to do. Please hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get new episodes. We're going to try to stay more consistent again. We've had a ton of stuff going on, so we're going to try to stay one time per week as we can continue forward. But those numbers help us get to more people. So if you can do that, comment in the comment section for the algorithm, and it pushes to more people, which is awesome. That's what we're looking to do. For anybody that is their first time, the Gym Closet is a podcast where we talk about all things Krave Gym, living like an athlete, the benefits of living like an athlete. We're going to go over a little bit today, or actually probably will be next episode. So I'll be recording it today. But we're going to go over why training like an athlete and what that means and kind of get to the fundamentals of everything. But today in this episode, we are going to cover our new season. We're going to cover the Make a Move challenge so far. Who is winning? We still have one more challenge this Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
Yep.
so coming up this week,
Yeah, coming up this week. I don't know if you'll be seeing this before or after. I assume before, hopefully. So we'll get this done before, and on Friday and Saturday we have our last chance to beat these people. Anything else that we want to kind of review? Sorry, if this is your first time, I'm Tyler here as always
with
Amber.
Dang.
Who has
That's
a new,
usually at the
I
beginning.
know.
See, we're
I know,
fuck
we're all
this
messed
up.
up.
We haven't
But-
done it so long. I'm
but
kind of nervous. It's like I'm back with my first episode ever.
with a new piercing.
Yeah.
Can you see it on camera? New
Zoom
nose
in on
piercing.
it?
Yeah. Let's
We
see.
don't have to talk about it.
We can.
No, you can zoom in. Yeah, you
We
can
can
zoom in.
probably-
Let's,
Zoom in.
let's not.
There we go. There it
How
looks-
about we not?
There we go. I don't know if you can even see it on there.
Yep.
Nope. Yeah. So Amber with her new nose pierce.
Okay, so I
And
used to have
also
it back
with-
in the day. So just some background. I used to
Yeah,
have it
why
back
did
in the
this
day.
happen? Let's all
Okay,
hear.
so I got it done in college, but then I played volleyball, so I had to take it out all the time. So the piercing I had back in the day was like a little ball at the end of it. So you'd literally have to re-pierce and like pierce your nose again. Like the ball was bigger than the part that
That
was
sounds terrible.
It was
yeah.
awful. Or they had ones where you had to like twist it in. Like I was talking to this guy on Saturday night. He's like, yeah, those were back in the day. Like things have come a long way. So then when I go to Walmart, I have to take it out because Walmart couldn't have a nose ring back in the day when I worked there. And then volleyball, obviously.
What?
Yes.
You couldn't have a nose ring to work
no,
at Walmart?
no, I couldn't. I'm like, yeah.
That's changed. Some people
Yeah.
got like
Yeah.
some big ass bowl
I was
rings
gonna
and
say, I
stuff.
was like,
Or
that'd be-
Right. I think about it. I'm
Hook a
like,
leash to
what?
'em.
Like I couldn't even have a little nose ring back then. And then with volleyball, obviously playing, I couldn't have it during games and stuff. So I'd have to keep taking it out. So it just got to be a pain in the butt. So then recently, like over the last 6 months, I'm like, gosh, I want to get my nose pierced again. So then last Saturday we had a girls' night, and a few girls from Krave had their nose pierced. So I'm like, let's go do it. So went and did it.
When did it?
Went and did it.
Yeah.
Did you feel
Done.
it? Did you feel it? When
It hurt a
when
little bit.
happened?
Wasn't
Oh,
too
it
bad.
did? Oh.
You weren't like
You were a few
completely
deep.
numbed.
Yes.
Well, I tried,
Tequila was flowing.
but I still felt it. Well, it was good.
Well, good. Then we're here as always with Zach.
Yep.
What have you been up to since we've been on last?
Nothing.
How are the
In the
dogs?
same way.
Dog's good.
Still being shitheads?
They're terrible. They're awful dogs.
Really?
Maybe should you send them to a training camp? You think?
I don't know. We had Cosmo, like, not, I don't know if professionally trained is the right word. But like we worked with him with a trainer.
I think those dogs are just so stubborn.
And
that there's
he's
just
a French bulldog. So yeah, he's just stubborn to begin with.
I think
but
it's just game over.
he's actually like really. I mean, he just turned 6 now, so he's actually like very mellow. And he's a great dog. The only thing that sucks with him is he has like stomach problems.
Right.
So the last like couple weeks have just been a disaster. Like he's just had some digestive issues.
Yeah.
And then now the issue is that now that we have Kylo, who is like just turned 1, he's a golden retriever with a ton of energy. It used to be like when Cosmo had these problems, he'd wake up in the middle of the night, he'd go outside, come right back in 2 minutes, and then we'd be right back to bed, and he was fine. Now, like the puppy, he just wants to go and run around because he thinks it's morning now. So now, like 4 times a night, in the middle of the night, every hour on the hour, like we're going outside, and then I have to like calm Kylo down, which takes like 15 minutes, and then 45 minutes later, I'm waking up again to go
out. Oh
take
my
the dog out
gosh.
again. So
Oh,
it's a shit show all the time.
Brutal.
That's how the dogs are
That-
doing. Thank you for asking.
That's good. You can function with no sleep. That's
Yeah.
perfect. That's
I don't.
great.
I don't need
That
sleep.
sounds
No.
yeah,
terrible.
'cause
No sleep.
I would.
That's why you have Bang, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
for
why I
5
drink.
a.m.
That's why I
There
drink
you go.
Bang at 5 a.m. And yeah, because I need to function somehow. So
And then, as always, Dan as
What's
well.
honeymoon.
Hey,
I
yeah.
don't think we've done one since your honeymoon.
We
probably not.
haven't.
No.
No.
So a surprise trip to Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So we went there, and then
And you guys got tattoos there, right?
Yep.
Yes.
yep. So we got tattoos. I
Yep,
don't know if you can
yep.
see it. Got
Yeah,
that
that's
little
awesome.
one there. So, yep.
Cute.
But
Love it.
and then went to Florida for my brother's wedding.
Yeah.
2 weeks later. So lots of travels, but travels are done for a while. So that's nice.
I feel like even before the wedding, you guys were gone a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
We
it
had
was like just never ending.
Wedding
But then you
after
get into
wedding.
those
Wedding
certain
after
ages
wedding
where it's
and-
like you
Yeah.
have a ton of weddings and then
yep.
yep. Nice.
So yeah, so just kind of hanging out, relaxing, having our weekends back a little bit, which is nice and relaxing.
Not this weekend. We're raging.
Not
We're
this
all
weekend.
raging this
Some
weekend.
weekends are more relaxing than others,
Yeah.
but we are raging. Gigi's Gala.
Yeah, I think we all, except for Zach, got body mods.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So your
I am-
turn.
I am feeling a little bit left out.
Saturday
frankly.
night. Let's do it.
Maybe Saturday. Yeah. We'll see how the
I mean,
gala
we'll be
goes.
downtown already. There's has
True.
to be a tattoo parlor down
I'm
there.
sure. Yeah. We'll see how.
Just walk in and get it done.
We'll see from what is it's like a free drinks cocktail hour from like 6 to
6 to
7.
7, so we'll see
So
how
we'll
many
see
you
what I
can
can
count.
accomplish from 6 to 7 on Saturday,
Perfect.
There you go.
and then go
Go
from
from
there.
there.
That's all you
Perfect.
need. I love it. Yeah. So, getting done with if you train at Krave, you're probably getting to the point where you're jumped out this season. So we are on our 9th week, depending on how the months sit in these seasons. You either have 8 or 9 weeks of the season. So this is a 9-week season where we're doing extra agility, and with that comes extra plyos, extra ladders, extra hurdles, all of the jumping,
all the good stuff.
the jumping stuff. So we're almost done. This is the last week, and we're finaling up. How do we think this season went?
Good, I think.
I would say adequate. No, pretty good. Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
season.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can do a lot better.
I think we can do better though now. I mean, I always think we can do better at everything, but
Yeah.
no, it was a good season. It's
Yeah.
always interesting to me how many people, because just for me personally, I prefer lifting so much, so I just think that that's kind of the way everybody is. And
Right.
a lot of people are. A lot of people,
Yeah.
like you said, are just completely jumped out at this point. But it does always surprise me how many people are like sad to see
This season
more of the
go.
conditioning
Yeah.
seasons go. Like even like when we get done with like an endurance or an agility, and people are like, "Oh man, I really love this season." I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm in the same. I'm in the same
Yeah.
boat. And when it's interesting because you have that bias, that personal bias
Yeah.
to like what you like, and when someone says that, oh man, I can't wait till next endurance season. I'm like, wait, what? That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
I think it's harder too for people to see their progress a little bit. Like obviously with the testing, but then like on our lifting cards during strength, you can kind of see your numbers go up, which is fun. Whereas
Yeah.
when we go over to agility, like this season, it's hard to put more weight on the bar, right, to get stronger.
Sure,
Because
yep.
so then when you go over to agility, you're not counting how many single leg box jumps you get in that 30 seconds. So it might be a little bit harder for people to see. But I think overall, it's funny how when we change a season, especially from strength to like agility, everyone's dying. Like
Yeah.
literally
Right.
their like lungs hurt. They
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
breathe. But I feel like now people are like, oh my gosh, I feel like just the agility portion of
You
it
get
is
used to
easier,
it, and
which
then-
is
yeah.
obviously what we want. But
And I
just-
think too that the cool thing from this season that we switched the schedule of the testing days to being like literally the first day of the season we're testing out already. So like in the past we always do it on the week 2, so people kind of had a week to get the new style or the new season under their belt. So like for this you get 3 sessions of jumping and cutting and all that stuff that we're doing in the test under your belt before you actually do it. Whereas this season, it's like very first day you come in and you're doing it. So people were like dying on
Right.
this one.
but I do like the order
And
that we do
then-
it in now.
I do too. I like this
Yeah.
a lot. But then even from there, from the first week we did it to week 5 when we did it a second time, the difference in times was crazy. The difference in people like when they're done, obviously they're tired. But like week 1, people were like gonna like throw up.
Yeah. It was
Week 5, people
brutal
were like
Brutal.
tired,
Session, yeah.
but
Yeah.
a little more doable at a faster pace too.
Right.
So
Right.
That's the biggest thing I think that you'll see the difference if this is your first time transitioning from seasons. if you just joined the team, this is the highest paced season. So going from 30 seconds to one movement, 30 seconds to another, in that quick transition, compared to what we typically see in like is next season. What's next season's clock? The minutes, 4 minutes, and then 20.
yeah,
Yep.
more minute. Yep.
And then in the strength, it's 7 minutes. So the strength and everything is so high paced that then when we get into next season, which we'll talk about here in a second, you just get into a slower paced season that just feels like everything slows down.
What are the rep ranges?
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to
Thank
8.
you.
Yep. So let's recap our leaders for our Rabbit
West Des Moines. So
Challenge here.
I'll go over West Des Moines top 5, or do you want to do all 10?
Let's throw top 10.
10.
Might as well.
Fee coming in strong with 105.
Which, like we talked about earlier, Fee should not be winning the agility challenge, to be honest with you guys over in West Des Moines. The fact that you guys are letting Fee win in agility disgusts me.
Fee's funny though, because
Honestly.
like he does put his mind to something, he will go
No, his time is
100%
actually crazy
all
fast.
out, which
Busting
is
ass,
amazing.
dude.
He probably-
So
I could
Fee,
definitely
I
see
give you
Fee-
credit.
Yeah, I
Zach
could see
doesn't
Fee
as much,
training
but-
for this like every day all season long. So
Ross Palmer's
Props to
up
you,
there
Fee.
with 112. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Justin Bielenberg 13, Patrick Davis 115, Hart Compton 116, John Hull 119, Daniel Peacock 119, Max Palmer. Max is back.
He was back.
Nice,
Yeah.
awesome. And then he's gone now again.
Get
there.
back to New York, yeah.
119, Vabs 119. Ooh, lots of 119s. Mike Anderson 120, Leo 120. And then the Waukee men, John Moore with 105, tied with Fee. Let's go, John.
dang.
Actually,
Come
I
on,
gotta be
John.
in the middle, right? I'm both sides, right?
No, I think you're clearly lucky.
Okay. I go
it
for
seems that way.
I just want everybody to win. Dave Shookman, 106. Cody Waddle, 112. If I don't say your last name, it's because I don't know how to say it. Sorry, guys. John Boysen, 113. Britt Avery, 115. Hunter Howe, 116. Adam Tonks, 118. Tony Biondi, 120. Darius Reynolds, 120. Robert Coran, 124. Ignacio, 124. Dan Holes, 124.
Dang, West
Nice.
Des Moines, you need to step it up. We're at 119 for like half of the people.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get those.
Waukee,
You get a little
come
bit
on.
faster.
We
you
might
bring
just
the
be
average down.
They might just be saving it till the end.
Well,
I
right,
hope
yeah.
so.
I can definitely
That's
see
what I
that.
hope is happening with the Waukee people.
Which we only have one more.
Yeah,
Well,
we got
maybe 2 more sessions if you want to
they're
do it
gonna
twice
hear
in a
from
row.
me.
But
Okay, West Des Moines women, Elise, who's freaking the fastest agility
Elise
human
is
being
nuts.
in the world.
Oh my
Seriously.
gosh.
She's
Watching
even had
her
2
go
kids. Like I'm like, okay, she's
is-
gonna slow down a little bit after 2 kids, right? No,
Nope.
she's like faster. I
No,
swear.
watching her move through, like, even through the ladders, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Like how you can.
I want like not that I don't believe the time, but I want to see like surveillance footage just so I can like see how fast
I
she's
will
doing
tell you,
it.
I've-
It seems
I remember
very,
seeing her
very
last
fast.
season,
It's
and I
crazy.
coached one over there. I'm
I've
like,
done
holy
all.
shit.
She's done it 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's been the same time every
That's
time that she's done it. It's
insane,
been
yeah.
103 since the start.
If you should, whoever's coaching that day, film her because
my
it's fun to
goodness.
watch her.
Yeah.
she does really good. Lydia 119, Liz 119, Liz Compton, Ellen Lupkus 121, Mallory Westhoff 121, Jenna 121, Sheila Thompson 123, Emily 125, Stephanie Fishback 128, Allison Williamson 128. Cut some people off.
Oopsies.
Or maybe that's 99, so they tied, so that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Alrighty, and then Waukee women, Bailey Arnberg 108, Elena 117, Tiffany Mason 119, Tess Coonan 119, Courtney Flynn 120, Caitlin Powell's 121, Molly Vaughn 122, Tess again 123, Allison 124, Colette 124, Dana Huey 124. So there's a lot of 124s.
I'm blaming
on there.
that on
That one could be
Zach.
my bad, or it could be Tyler's.
That's all right. It happens.
That's true.
It happens.
We'll
Could
see.
be either of us.
You know,
I
when you
think I
look
just
at numbers
copy-paste.
all day for like all day, you like go cross-eyed.
Yeah.
So I get it.
So
I
those
get it.
are not the finals yet. We still have one more testing day, or 2 more testing days. If you wanted to go back-to-back days, Friday and Saturday, you definitely could. So you could have 2 more tests if you want to.
And I'm
but
coaching Saturday, so
um,
don't come with the shitty attitude because you're gonna do it.
You're going to do it.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
Get
do it.
ready.
You're gonna do it.
And so that will give us our final leaders for the Rabbit Challenge this season.
You guys coming Saturday morning?
Yeah.
session,
Pretty
Waukee?
sure I'm doing Friday at noon, so
All right. Who do we got on Saturday at West?
This
You know?
week, it might be you, actually.
Alicia.
nope.
Okay.
Or no,
Oh,
no, Alicia.
I think
it's
Alicia,
Alicia.
yeah.
okay.
Our schedule flipped, so Alicia had something Saturday, and then she switched it. So
I think it's Alicia.
Yeah.
All right.
So yes, the answer is, and coaches do not count on here, but
It's still fun to
it's
compete.
always.
Well, yeah, we had
it's
to
always
stop
my-
having
Remember
coaches
what I
count
had.
because like
Because
it
we'd
was
win over time.
it was
just
just
got old.
you know yeah the numbers were too insane honestly, so
I love
we
it.
just took coaches out.
All right, so that gets us to next season, which is strength and numbers season. We have a strength focused season. We are talking power. So not only are we worried about strength, but we always also want to move through the heavy lift with speed. So in this season, everything is controlled on the way down and powerful as fast as possible on the way up, because power combines speed and strength. So we're not just working on strength this season, more specifically power. We want to maximize power, explosiveness, and overall strength, because all of those things will tie into how much power you can bring to the lift. The rep ranges, we have 5 sets in the strength areas. We double our rack rounds, so we have 2 rack rounds and a power block round. So we're doubling up our rack rounds in strength. We have rep ranges 6 to 8, and we have 5 sets to get them, or 5 sets of those, and we have the entire round to get it in. So we have 7 minutes or so to get those 5 sets in. So we have a decent amount of rest in between, more than what you will feel. A lot of people, it seems, when we transfer into this season, a lot of people will want to go right away into their thing. We'll also have partners with most of our things in the rack, especially over at Waukee, because we'll have 2 groups potentially going at the same time doing different movements in the racks. So you have a partner, and it makes a perfect, the timing is almost perfect if you go transition or switch weights, and then your partner goes transition, switch weights, you go. You have close to about a minute in between your sets, and that for some people seems like forever, especially when you get done with this season, which you may have had 10 seconds on some movements to get into the next, once the whistle blew, is on to the next EMOM. So the strength focus, again, is power. So we want to force times distance over time. So how fast can you move how heavy of a weight over the distance. So that's our strength focus the entire time, going as heavy as possible. And when you're say you're squatting, nice and controlled on the way down, and power up as fast as you can. In striking, again, we're working on power through the strikes, and the speed of the strikes, the accuracy of where we're hitting. We want to make sure we're lining up our joints. Whenever we get into a power movement on the bags, we want to really make sure that we have good form, make sure that we're lining up our wrists, elbows, and shoulders when we're hitting the bag, just to make sure that we're not using that power at a bad angle can end up in a bad spot. So make sure that we're doing that. In endurance, we are same thing. We have our 4 minutes. We're kind of a balance between steady state and hit in endurance for this season. So we have 4 minutes of steady state where you basically get to pick a pace that you can maintain for that 4 minutes and push yourself. And then we have 3 2020s. Agility focus is, again, power. So now instead of doing, actually it's very similar to this season in agility when it comes to the goal of what we're trying to do. So we want to go 100%, maximize the height in which you're jumping would be a good example of, we would rather see in the amount of time, we would rather see 24-inch box jump for 3 or 4 reps versus 25 reps on a 6-inch box jump. So we're not going for that easy, we want to see that power, that we're training for through strength. And so all of that is important in each one of our areas of focus. So power all season long. What else we got to add? We have
Challenge.
our 666 challenge, which is, we haven't really decided what the official
testing.
number is.
It's
Testing.
like burpee, right? It's like push up to a squat jump.
Whole bunch of different names.
That's technically a burpee, but it's just the sound of it, not visual.
People throw a fit
testing.
about challenges.
That's because we've
It just
been
gets
calling them
too,
challenges.
True. Eventually they'll throw a fit about testing too. but
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just depends on
All of
what
us.
we
At least they'll give us a break for right now though.
and then we'll just switch it back to challenges.
Right.
Oh, you don't like testing? Okay, we're gonna do challenges now instead. It's perfect. So our challenge or testing for this season is our 666 challenge. That is just as hard as it sounds. We have 3 sets of 3 exercises, 6 reps each. So we're gonna do a front squat down to the bench and a press at the top, 6 reps. We are then going to jump over the bench or maneuver around the bench, however you want to do that. And we're going to be doing 6 push-ups, and then we're going to have the power blocks on the other side of the bench and be doing 6 double arm rows. So that's the 6, 6, and 6. We do 3 sets of those. If that sounds easy, you haven't done it yet. So it is a difficult challenge. It's awesome. But we had last season, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had some like crazy times, didn't we? Like,
Yeah, last season was really,
people really moving weight.
I think I
Yeah.
got it under
Yeah.
a minute.
Did you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Was
This
that
is the
doable?
last one.
Or like under, I got it under some like.
I-
either
Wasn't
2
this the
minutes
one
or
that
a
you two
minute.
were going to go against each other and you guys never did? I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
flaked
so.
out.
Oh.
I did?
Because I had like a crazy time or something, but I remember I was like,
Yeah,
wow, I
I
didn't think
kinda
I'd
remember
go
it,
this
'cause
fast.
when we first did this last year, we had a big discussion of how many times we should do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a big
And-
ordeal last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I
think
think all of us.
I think I crushed you, if I remember right. That's
'Cause
just
I think
my
this might
recollection-
be-
my recollection.
This might be the challenge or the test or whatever that like all the women's times were way faster than all the men's times.
I don't remember.
Because if I remember, the men do 95 for their squat press, and the women do 65, and the rows are also different. And then guys are no knees. Women can use their knees on the push-ups. So,
I don't remember the times. This is the last challenge or last testing that we have it recorded somewhere, but
Yeah.
it's just not on this our new page
App.
that's on the app. So this is the last one that we have to put on the app. You can check if you have anybody that wants to jump on the app and click the challenge, and you can see all of the challenge top 10s for every single one of our challenge that we have, and you can look back at all of those. So when we get into, so now after this season, it would have been 1 year, you can look and see what the top 10 were for last year's rabbit challenge, for example. You can see that when we come to this
So
season next year.
testing will be on Monday and Tuesday of next
Yes,
week.
right off
This
the
week,
bat.
Whatever.
Yep,
Yeah. The
right off the
first,
bat. So we
first
have
week. So 6th and 7th.
we have a Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday testing.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yikes. Yeah.
love it.
Well, they're different, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
that's true.
They're
Yeah.
fine.
So if you want to train for these, those are the 3 movements that you can improve on. The easier that the weight is for you, the faster you're going to be doing these periods. So the more powerful you are, the faster you can do these challenges. So some people ask, well, how do we get faster at this challenge? If 95 feels like nothing to me, I'm going to be able to do that 10 times faster than if 95 is a very big challenge, weight-wise. Now, if you need to, you can adjust that weight. If you're not able to get 6 at a rep or at a clip, then you can adjust that weight. What I would recommend is trying the 95. Once you get to a point where you can't do anymore, then either go down in weight or work less reps, but then obviously let your coaches know where you're at there. And then the challenge for you is getting more reps at the 95. So if I start and I can get all 6 for my first round, I get into round 2 and I get 4 and I can't get the last 2, then just keeping that in mind, now, you basically got 10 reps of the 195 during that challenge. Now, the next time you do that challenge, your goal would be to increase the number of reps that you get at that 95 pounds. Same thing with, timing. If you can't do 95 pounds one time, that's completely okay. Drop that weight and then just go with your time. Keep the same weight the next time you do it and see your time adjustments. So those are all ways that you can personally progress in these challenges. Whether you can do the weight or not, that's not as important as you progressing and you seeing how much better you're getting, how much more powerful you're getting, and this is how we're testing that. So it's an important part of the program, and being able to see your increases in whatever measurement we're doing for that challenge. So what else we
Cool.
got to preview next season?
Habitat for Humanity.
Yes. So we will have the calendar and stuff up here in the next couple weeks. We still have communication with them
Yep.
to solidify some dates and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once those are finalized, those dates will be put out on our calendar and put out for everybody. But the power partner for this season is Habitat for Humanity. That's one of my personal favorites. We get to, in the past, we've gotten to go on to house builds and do a bunch of different I don't know, whatever projects that they're on in that current house build that you get to help with, depending on when you're on site. So we've helped with siding. We've helped build a shed out back. We've helped mulch and rocks and get the yards cleaned up.
How about the restore? I didn't go to that one. Didn't we work at the restore one
Yep,
year?
that's a different thing though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
So
just-
then with what I was talking about before I was interrupted.
well, you talk a lot.
I know, that's
I'm just-
because we're given these things.
I want to talk. You
that's
don't
what
let
a
anybody
podcast-
else talk.
You can talk
I'm
about
just
restore.
kidding. I don't
in
know.
one
No, because
second.
that's going to be a terrible conversation because I don't know anything about
Okay.
it. I'm just kidding. Okay, mulching, rock,
Okay.
build a shed.
All right. So now we're done with the podcast. All right.
No, so she emailed me back and said we have these 4 options. And I was like, well, what do you need the most help with? secretly hoping that it's not like building a house. I would ideally like to work at the Restore store, but I can't be selfish, right? So I just said, what do you guys need the most? Yeah, I just said, what do you need the most help with this year? So I'm waiting to hear back on that. So we'll see what it is.
Okay. Yeah. And she is saying this like she doesn't want to build a house. The ladies, we've done painting, and I was going to get to that, but we've done all of the stuff from starting and helping frame all the way to the end of, putting in the railings and painting and doing all that kind of stuff.
And they help you. Like, it's not that
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm just not knowledgeable in it, so I feel like it's out of my control a little bit. So when they're like, "Hey, go do this to this house," I'm like,
Yeah, I
well,
thought
I'm
when
about
I-
to F this up.
When I went and did it,
Like-
they were just like, "Hey, go side this whole house." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm just kidding."
Yeah. So they hold your hand.
No, but
through
they
the
do.
whole thing.
They
That's
they
what
have
help,
good
yeah.
like
No, they
coordinators
do help.
on hand that are super helpful. And we do
I know
lunch,
when
so
we
it's
were
like a full day
there-
thing, but it's awesome. It's
When we were there, they have like a head person there that's kind of in charge of everything. But then they also have, I can't remember what their volunteers are called, that are like that are like always.
like the project manager, like kind
Yeah,
of,
I can't think of the way to describe them. But basically, they had like a couple
the
guys
GC,
there.
the general contractors that are basically, they break down the job for you so much that it's like, okay, you are in charge of putting this nail here.
Yeah,
over
it's
and over
so
and over.
like
You know what I
specific.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it very
No, it's
simple
pretty cool.
for you. Yeah.
But they have to, I guess, because if you have people like me
I mean,
going in
right.
there, you got to be real specific.
Yeah, and I
they
mean,
do.
we did siding last year. The problem last year was we were in like 1.5 feet
It was
of mud
disgusting
on
yeah.
the side, and so we were doing siding outside, and the ladders were like sinking into the
Yeah,
mud.
Oh my
it was
Um,
gross.
But all we had, like, none of us knew, and none of us had done siding in the past, and they just taught us a real simple thing to do. You're just going to stack these boards with this tool on here, and then nail, boom, boom, boom. And so whatever the project is, they help you along the way and make sure that it's simplified to here's an easy task that you can't fuck up. Really, is that. And so then the Restore is their kind of hardware store that you can donate to if you have things that would go to a hardware store. You can donate, and then they sell out of there as well. So then they have, if someone demos a house and they have a bunch of cabinets that are still good cabinets, they can donate to like a Restore, and then they will sell those at a cheaper price than what you would get there. So the volunteering there was like restocking shelves and doing a bunch of different things. So whatever you could help out with at like a hardware store, that's kind of what we do at the Restore.
Where's that at?
I'm not
Is it in
100% sure where.
think it's
there's
in
a
Urbandale.
There's a couple of
Urbandale,
them.
I
I know
think it is.
that.
Okay.
And I think I've been to 2 different ones.
Okay.
So I can't remember exactly
Yeah.
where they were, but yeah, so they're a great opportunity to help out communities that need help, and they have a bunch of awesome programs. Like, their houses, they're not giving houses away. They're actually helping to. They're like at a reduced lending loans and stuff like that. So they help whoever's in their program, and I think we'll have someone on representing Habitat on the podcast to talk exactly about it. But if you have any questions, we have interviewed them in the previous years. So go back to our old podcast and you can just chat. You can
What
see
episode?
those chats. That's a good question.
You know these things.
I don't know. But one of the it's labeled so-and-so with Habitat for Humanity. So check those out, and we will be able to kind of get those. Everybody will look at those. So any
Nice.
other things about this season?
No.
Sean,
Oh,
Power
and thank
Partners.
you to all of our athletes who volunteered with the ARL. Since we're on our volunteer stuff, we went to the basketball game, which was fun. They had like bring your pet time, so that was fun. And then ARL, they cleaned. What'd they do up there?
Clean poopy
Clean.
kennels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean the kennels, wipe
Clog
down
the
some
drains.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah, thanks to all of our
Cleaned a
athletes
bunch of
who
glass
volunteered for
and-
them. I know they really appreciate it every year. So
Yeah, I think we had like a dozen
Mm-hmm.
in the first group, and then I think another 5 or 6
yeah.
in the second group that came through and helped out. So, and then however many that you guys had at the. What were you doing again?
just check. So the ARL had like bring your pet to the game. or a puppy bowl, but you could bring your pet to the game. So we had to check people and
For
register
what?
'em.
For what
The
basketball?
Wolves, Iowa Wolves.
Iowa Wolves. Is that the basketball?
Mhm.
Okay, sweet. Yeah,
So we just had to check people in, give them like a frisbee and stuff, and
nice.
yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, that is all we have for our season preview. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more athlete talk and hopefully get back onto a schedule where we're able to do every single week and not just our season previews. Ooh, I almost remembered. I
was
almost
gonna say
forgot.
it.
Remember. Were you going to say it?
No.
Oh, you're an athlete. Live like it.
Born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.